this particular topic. It's particularly, something fun to me. It's about itch.io. I don't know what's been going on with itch.io. It's been going down a lot. They have been having issues with, like, sometimes you go into the website, oh, it's broken, and it goes down for a while. It's not like maybe like an hour or 30 minutes or 15 minutes. It's like it can last maybe a couple hours. Sometimes I think a couple of days ago it was like at least a good 6 hours that it was down. I know they mentioned they're having issues with their, a lot of bots and a lot of DDoS attacks that they've been having, and also that someone mentioned about that they've been scamming people from like their payments. I think my personal thought, I don't know what's itch.io is going through. They're going through a lot of like financial issues. That's what it sounds like to me. I know PayPal was one of the main issues for this process. I know PayPal did a number on Steam, and they started stop using PayPal for game purchases. I know when it comes to payments, when I get payments, it goes through my PayPal account. I'm wondering, this is my curiosity. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm wondering like, if it has anything to do with PayPal, where like maybe some games are like restricting. They're saying, no, we're not gonna make that payment, and itch.io is talking to PayPal. I don't know if that's the situation or if it's something else. To me, it sounds like PayPal is going, or PayPal, but itch.io is going through a lot of different issues right now as it is, between having problems with attacks and having certain games out there. I know they haven't said anything about the games that that people put out there. They really don't. They often, I see random games all the time out there. Obviously, they do take them down. Some people do spot them and say, hey, this is like a virus or something. Personally, my thoughts. I always wanted to, like, now that I've been using itch.io a lot, and I'm more like well known, I would love to have my games in my own personal website or in a Patreon. I think Patreon would be nice too, where I can sell my games in there. Personally though, I would love to have it in my own page, and then that way, in case if something happens to Patreon or another website, I can just keep it in my page, keep that situation just between myself, and if anything happens to any other website, I can just leave it there. Currently, I do sell some of my assets on Patreon. So usually whatever I do in Blender, I'll just put it in there. It's like, oh, maybe somebody will like it. I don't really promote my Patreon that much. I consider doing it though, more often. And then maybe putting more my game stuff and stuff like that, my codes and stuff like that. I can, people would like, and I think that would probably do a relatively well. I hit 900 assets on a Fab. That's too much. No, that's I try to like keep it some assets, not like unique assets to me, or like maybe that you can use and then you can kind of customize. Obviously not unique to me, but also anybody that can go in there, like at the wild boar, for example, or a mutant monster or something like that. That sort of thing. That is something that is very something you probably won't find in the asset store, right? If it comes in a pack or something, you go, oh wait, I already have that. I don't need this. Right? For example, a palm tree or a rock. That's not really, in that sense, it's not something very unique that you don't typically you would find in a pack, right? In an asset or pack. But I'm just thinking about like doing more like rare things, like characters, that sort of thing. Cool things things that I'm really proud of, that I like to see. So I'm trying to do more of that, and yeah, I'll try to like promote Patreon a little bit more. I personally like just the times that I use itch.io in regards to payments. Usually they take like 2 weeks to a week to get payments. I usually normally I collect the amounts, and then I'll wait for like maybe like 2 weeks, and then I'll get the payments. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's always been like that, but I know some people are saying, oh, it takes a month now or something like that. I don't know what's going on with itch. If they're having some issues with the server, maybe it's financial issues. I don't know what's going on. Personally, I love the website mostly for like game jams, small arcade games. Those are great. I have bought games, like normal games, on itch.io because I want to download the executable file, or I just want it off from Steam, something like that. Sometimes I go into Steam too. They have the same sale, so in that sort of sense, they have that sort of process. It's down. Hey, what's up, Royal Pizza? It's been down. It was down, but it's back up now. It was down. I think it was a few days ago. It was down for a long, long time. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of issues they've been having, but I've just been thinking about maybe like more for serious game developers to maybe just kind of move out of itch. It's a great website, don't get me wrong. I think it's helped a lot with kind of like distributing my stuff, and having WebGL games, but you can do that with like a normal website too. I can have a WebGL game and my actual website. Obviously I have to pay for it, that's the downside. With itch, at least it's free, right? I'm surprised maybe they don't use Cloudflare. Maybe, yeah, maybe they're just having issues with security. I think they may be using some other sort of process for security. Can't believe that there are people in the world do that stuff who wakes up and decides to do DDoS attacks on itch.io. Anybody that's maybe thinking of making money or like kind of scamming people, right? Anybody like that, right? Anybody like that sees a vulnerability, they'll say, hey, this website has a vulnerability, let's attack it. Why not, right? There's people like that all the time. And kind of like more of my idea of kind of like getting out of too much of itch. Like I said, I can keep my games in there, some of my games, my quick game jams. But maybe my other bigger games I can probably put on Patreon or if not my website. And I think personally, I would see more developers doing that sort of process, where like maybe they can take it like a Newgrounds sort of process, where they're just gonna like publish your game, but like kind of redirect them to their website, right? Or their like Patreon page or something like that. That might be that might be a better situation. That's what I'm thinking. Luckily, itch.io does not block any other outside websites. It's a good thing. I know Steam does. Steam does not say, hey, you gotta publish your game here. Don't publish it anywhere else, right? Obviously, there's other websites. I know Armor Games, there's Games, but particularly this time, I'm probably gonna stick out of those websites and have my own sort of like my own space that I can post my stuff, assets maybe or stuff like that that I can post in, and I think that'll be a easier idea to do that, and yeah, I think that'll be much better to like a kind of have like a store that way. They're European ones. It's pretty big. There is that European one. It's pretty big. Which one? Which European one? I can't remember. There's tons of them. There's like a bunch of other websites that you can use to publish games. Yeah, and I think that's the way I'm gonna go with. I like Itch. It's been my favorite so far when it comes to game jams, and it's very good for beginners. But I think now that I'm out of the beginner stage, I think I'm pretty much good to start doing more of my own stuff. Yeah, and that's kind of like where I leave it off. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Should it be itch stay, or is it more like a beginner thing, or is it just not gonna be taken seriously if they're not gonna do their own part? Yeah, let me know what you guys think.